or had the grapefruit's power. This guy's power. So, yeah. It still technically would be it, but instead of having grapes on for his hair, I basically turned his entire arm into a cannon. But that's not all. He has a evolved form from that, like from grapefruit, called cannon of fruits. It's his ability, not his quirk. So, he still, technically, it still has the grapefruits things, but these ones could stick. They're like sticky bombs, but way heavier to get off and way harder. So, yeah. So, they basically once and this thing, the back part goes in, it shoots it out like a cannon. But that's not all. He has some secrets behind it. So I won't spoil it, but yeah. And Ochako in this what if loves him. No matter how much. Yeah. And if you guys are trying to comment something like weird in the comments below, I'll probably just ignore it. But so yeah, the Zuko basically has also a sister called Zumi. And if I find her picture, well, Zumi, oh, there she is, has fire manipulation. So yeah, so when they both were born, or before they were born, Inko worked at a cannon industry. Like, basically, aka to make military cannons. Or pirate cannons. Yeah. So, but one day she got infected by something. Cannon virus, should I just say. So, and then it infected her. Not too bad. It was like, after she gave birth to Zumi and Zuko. But she noticed on Zuko's arm, the one that you see before you, his right arm, this side, that you see on your screen, or left, I don't know, is turned into a cannon for some reason. So, yeah. So he, or so they asked it. Or actually, they didn't realize that. So everybody calls him Cannon Man. But his parents call him Zuko. As he basically he once he pulled the trigger, or like he, oh yeah, when he lists the, he actually one time he actually did stop a bank robbery. He, with just his, from Bakugo hitting him or uppercutting him in the head. And as Bakugo is like, what did you do? Huh. I didn't do nothing. And yeah. So, hey, that's only at age of 3. As Ochako saw him, and she wants him so bad. And because she never actually seen a person that was born with a cannon arm before. And yeah. So yeah. So then the time skipped to age of 15. Because I don't want to bore you with, oh, at age of 4, the Zuko, who, no, had, or Zumi has something, and yeah. I don't want to bore you, so Zuko does have a quirk. But and I already told you what his quirk is. And I don't remember, but that's okay. His quirk is the same powers as or actually his powers are, first of all, his abilities are on. His abilities are the cannon, basically. But his quirk is similar to his sister, but on a whole nother level. So then, internship thing, he Suzuku's is very strong too. Like his other side, this side here is could lift building with just one hand, or the island, or anything. That's how strong he is. And I forgot to mention that when I said cannon, his grapefruit things, this one, these ones, when I said they are like sticky grenades, once they blast, it is like that one scene in where that man destroys or tries to destroy electric dude. Yeah. So then, yeah. So, yeah, that's why, hey, some people have that. Huh. Huh. So, when he fired it, the he, it exploded all the robots in about the facility. Basically, it exploded with enough explosion as everyone thought they were going blind. As he covers Ochako's eyes from this blindness. Yes. As she covers her eyes, as Zuko tells Bakugo that, as he says, okay, as he does cover his eyes before, boom, as when it was done, he moves his hand from her eyes as she sees like robot parts were down. Everyone's blind, and yeah. But it wasn't too blinding light thing. It only lasted about 5 minutes. As everyone was like their eyesight went back to normal. As Mr. Aizawa sees, that's not an ordinary kid, isn't it? And as Nezu agrees, he goes to UA. Or, no, Class 1A. And I'm skipping the all throw. Except for the part of Zuko. So he does this. He picks the ball up with his normal hand, puts it right in front of projectile, and his cannon arm, as when it exploded, boom! Yeah, the ball went to outer space. And it has the infinity symbol on Mr. Aizawa's tracker. Yeah. And it was, or the tank part, like, his arm is a mix between. So his power is like grapefruits, but mixed with momos, mixed with and infinity. So every time he does die, he comes back. But he could move the cannon and then into anywhere he desired more. But not even just a cannon. He could have just used his entire body as a shield. So, yeah. So then, there's villain. I'm skipping. And then, at USJ, similar to Cannon, but he stayed with 13. And when he saw the Mr. Ozawa, he told Mr. Ozawa, or no, not Mr. Ozawa, told 13 sorry to disobey. And people's lives are more important than in your own. So, as he runs up, as he puts the cannon right next to, or no, right in front of the Nomu's stomach, or like chest, where his heart would be. And when it ignited, boom! The Nomu's entire body went up in flames, exploding him. It was blinding. As Ochako thinks, or because she saw that, and she went from being terrified of that Nomu to being more relaxed around Zuko. As she even quietly tells him, like really quietly, and this is what she says. I'll turn it up. So, ready? No, go ahead, Zuko, babe. Yeah. As in her head, she thinks that with that kind of power, yeah. So, yeah. Bakugo is like, man, that's cool. As Zuko says, huh, it's my ability that allows me to do that. You have the quirk of explosions. I have the ability to turn parts of my body into actual literal tanks. As Bakugo's like, man, we're a perfect good team. Yeah. The Yeah. And he's also a sharpshooter. It is like Usopp from One Piece and his dad fused together. Yeah. So he, no matter wherever he wins at, he could just, if someone tries to talk smack about him, he could just aim it at the sky, right at a right angle, and kaboom. They got striked out. Yeah. Basically, that's how tanks usually work. So, yeah. So during the sports festival, at the Zuko versus Todoroki, Todoroki uses his flames and instantly melts Zuko to a pile of mud or flames. And they thought he was getting him as they put him in the shoebox or metal pan to set it off into a grave. But there was a final trick that Zuko did. And so it stuck right on top of Todoroki's head. Or actually, once Todoroki got too tired, he collapsed. But the no one expected a giant ball on top of Todoroki, like his entire back. And once it goes, kaboom. And Todoroki landed right on his back, and he got launched into 100 blocks. Like, from the ceiling to the clouds. And yeah. It was a draw. As yeah. As Zumi goes on or to be a winner. When yeah, so then now the sports wrestle was done. Camp Park is of course actually Zumi or actually not Zumi. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah, Zumi asked his for his remains as she had him put into her backpack. as as so then when Zumi got captured, right? And when Zuko oh or when Zuko could hear as his entire body got molded into back into his yeah. Yeah. So Zumi and by the way, when I said thing in this I didn't like or the original name was what if Zuko had his powers things? Well, only his powers, not like his whatever his the pervert part. Like his personality. Or yeah. So not I'm not saying it as like his part of his body. I'm saying part of his personality. So Zuko ends up or All Might versus All for One. As Zuko could hear All Might or All for One's voice is about to kill All Might. And when he heard that, the power surged right through Zuko like a firework went off. As the entire metal body, he, as his sister throws out like a pan, or yeah, a pan, hot pan, right at Totoro, or right at All for One's face, as he turns, as once it goes, as Zuko says this, All for One, you will die. Boom. Mm-hmm. As he sent All for One flying. As he runs up, he grabs All for One, sends him to the sun. Yeah. And once both of them died, or they thought, or everyone thought he dead again, he came back even, like, back into the same old, same old. And, yeah. As he came back, but he doesn't want to, or actually, let me rephrase that. He does came back, but he doesn't want to have anyone come or gets told. So, except for Zumi, she has that brother and sister bond, like that deep bond with each other's as brother and sister. So she walks up and she says, "Hey brother, what's up?" Huh. Good. As he's tall. Like, he's taller than everyone. As he comes back to UA. As everyone was like, "Sir, I'm late. I had to pick up a sibling of mine." As Class 1A, or like Mr. As I was like, "Okay, well, who did you bring this time instead of Zuko?" As a familiar voice says, "That is just rude, Mr. Aizawa." As a hand opens the door, as he walks right through, as Mr. Aizawa was, as everyone's like, "Man, good to see you. How did you survive that sun thing?" Huh. I'm immortal. That's what's one of the benefits of having this awesome ability. As when Bakugo heard that he had the immortality thing of can never die or grow old, man, everyone was, yeah. So, after all the that stuff, the Zuko was entirely, as Ochako walks up, or actually she runs up, hugs him, and they knew that he was a big guy. Like, he almost made the Mr. Aizawa short. But when Ochako, I don't know, but just she's almost at the, or she is at the same height as his lower half. Like, that's how big he is. Yeah. He could be reaching into his pocket and itch his leg thing. Yeah. But his sister sometimes flies up to his shoulder. Yeah. He flew or she flew all the way to his shoulder, sat down right next to his head. Yeah. So then I'm skipping the dodgeball. Oh, because when he threw the ball thing, like dodgeball thing, he actually before, of course, All Might gave one for all to his sister. And his sister told him that the that she has one for all, and if that's okay to train with her on it. And he says sure. So so Zuko ends up um being that kind of person, and of course he, as Miss Joke says, okay, who's that guy? Never seen him before. Oh, him? He's Zuko Midoriya. He's the strongest and most powerful person in the world. Are you kidding me? Same Zuko that took all, or that same kid that took all for one to the sun? Yes, but he still lives. And no matter what. And, yeah. Because when I said Canon Company thing, they weren't just messing with a small cannons. They were messing with a big cannons. Like, bigger than to put a nuke in. Kaboom. Yeah. But his body, but he grew so fast that, yeah. So he even passed Overhaul. Like, he could go face to face with Overhaul. And I'm skipping that Overhaul arc, so that's why. In his monster form of it. So, yeah. So, I already have a pictures for it, but yeah. So, Zuko gets asked out by Ochako to go on a date with him, as he accepts. As they go on a date, they get married. Then they had 2 kids with, yeah, basically 1 girl, 1 boy. They both have same thing. Like, the girl has, like, kind of like the Ochako's hair color, but with, like, zoomy. Or no, actually, style. I meant style. Ochako's is hairstyle with Zumi's, or Zuko's is green hair. Yeah. And, yeah. They both have gravity cannon. So basically, it's a more upgraded version to the canon. So he stays the same age through all this, or stay the same name, as he decides to give her a taste of immortality to keep her young. And so she does stay young for a long time. So, yeah. So then they both witnessed, like, yeah. So, as Bakugo or is now a grandpa to several children. So is Zuko, but he looks way younger than and Ochako too. So as they all ask them, why are you staying so young? As let's say old Ochako, or not old Ochako, the Jiro says that. As Ochako tells them that Zuku and I have this little bond thing. It's called Power Bond. So, or he shares his power. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna leave it up to you guys of what their kids are. They are gonna be pro heroes. So yeah. So this is the end of the what if. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and do all the fun things. And yeah. So peace out, y'all.